Hello Unisport fam, thanks for joining me back out here on the training pitch. So today I'm going to be working on some volleys and I've got a few tips to share with you so you can improve yours. So when we hit a volley, obviously we're hitting the ball out of the air. We're not hitting the ball off the ground. So you only have one opportunity to hit that ball, otherwise it's just going to go beyond you. So you need to make sure your eyes are locked in on the ball at all times. If you take your eyes off the ball for a split second, you're not going to hit the ball how you want to. So most important is keep those eyes fixated on the ball and also remain on your toes. You want to be able to adjust to the flight of the ball at all times. Even if you can predict where the ball's going to land, there might be a bit of wind or a bit of curl on the ball, and you need to be able to adjust to the flight of the ball. You want to get your body behind it so you can get in a nice shooting position to hit the ball in the back of the net. So the next step is once we've adjusted to the flight of the ball, we want to give our body language the impression that we're going to be shooting towards net. And how we do that is we plant our standing foot towards the area we want to hit. So we always want to plant it towards goal. That's going to allow the rest of our body to follow through in that direction and give it more chance of hitting the target. So always use this planting foot as a guide to where you want the ball to go. Yep. So once we've adjusted our feet to the flight of the ball, we need to recognize what direction the ball is being crossed in with. So for this example, the ball is being crossed in from the right-hand side. So I want to position my body so I can receive it from that side. So I'm going to open up my body towards the direction of the ball, and then I'm going to plant my standing foot towards the target. Obviously, if it was being crossed in from the left-hand side, I would have more of a forward position, so allowing the ball to come across me. And if it was coming back on me straight on, I could just already be in that position. My hips are already squared towards the goal, and then I just need to follow through in that direction. So as we're receiving it from this side, the ball's going to be coming in. I'm opening up my body towards the direction of the cross, and then my planting foot is going towards the target so that when I follow through, it goes in the direction I want the ball to go. So we've adjusted to the flight of the ball, we've squared our hips in the direction the cross is coming. Now we want to direct the volley towards our target. So how we do that is our planting foot always goes in that direction. So obviously if I'm receiving a cross from here, but I want the ball to go here, I need to open up my foot so that when I follow through, naturally my body is going to move in that general direction, which will improve the accuracy of your shot. You see, if I had my planting foot pointed in this direction where the ball is coming and I follow through, chances are it's just going to go back where it came from. So you really want to open out and be disciplined with that standing foot and point it towards the target. So then when your hips follow through the ball, you're naturally in a position where the ball is going to go generally in that direction. So now that we're set up to strike the ball, let's talk about the area of the foot we want to be striking with. And it's right on the top of the foot here, where the laces would be if I was wearing a pair of boots that had laces. So that's the cleanest area you could possibly strike the ball with. It's the densest part of the foot. It's going to offer the nicest connection. So you really want to adjust your body so that you can expose the laces to the ball. So if it's coming in from this angle, usually I'm going to be raising my foot like this and pointing my toes so that I can strike through with my laces. Obviously, if I didn't strike through and I didn't raise my leg, it's more going to be the inside of my foot, which has good accuracy, but you want to be adding some pace to the ball as well. If I was receiving it from a head-on position, I'm already in a position where I can actually lace the ball. I'll just have to crouch over the ball a little bit, because if I was upright and hit it, as you can see, my laces are kind of angled naturally, so it would go over the bar. So you want to be able to adjust your body over the ball so you can hit it through the center of the ball with the laces towards the goal. And also how you actually make contact with the ball determines the spin on it as well. So if I strike down on the ball, so after I follow through, I'm pushing my foot downwards, it's going to make the ball have backspin, which might make it rise a little bit. If I hit over the ball, it's going to make the ball spin upwards, so it'll have a little bit of dip. And again, if I cut across the ball this way, it's going to have a little bit of left to right movement. And obviously, if I was on this side and receiving it with my left foot, it can have the opposite spin as well. So how you want the ball to travel determines how you strike it. So if I want to hit the ball low and want to keep it down, I'll strike through the middle of the ball and then cut down on it so it stays level, then it might rise into the roof of the net at the last second. When you're striking the ball, is making sure you lock your ankle, which just means to flex the small muscles around the ankle to keep it rigid. If you strike the ball with a loose ankle, it's not going to be a clean strike and you won't have any power behind it. So this is if I shot the ball with a loose ankle. It just kind of loops up. It's going to be very easy for the goalkeeper to save. But then if I lock the ankle, it's a lot firmer, the ball travels a lot flatter. And the final part of the volley shooting technique is the follow through. And this is where it's really important to have discipline and control, because the more control you have in the follow through, the more control you have in the shot. So the first thing is making sure your striking foot goes towards the target. So after you make contact with the ball, you're basically pointing towards where you want the ball to go. So if I'm coming from this direction, I strike through the ball, I push my foot towards the target. That's just gonna give it more chance of going exactly where I want it to. I always like to contract my core as well, so I have nice, balanced, stable, standing foot as well. So slight bend in the standing foot and also nice controlled core. That's gonna give me more balance, and the more balance and control you have in your stance, the more control you have in the shot as well. So there's a few tips for you guys to go and improve your volleys. Remember, even though there's a lot of steps, if you repeat these over and over again, it becomes automatic during a match. You won't even need to think about it. But we want to know what's the best volley you guys have ever scored, and training goals count. So let us know in the comment section below. But remember, if you want to see more tutorials from me, you can click my face, which should be somewhere over here. Make sure you subscribe to Unisport by clicking the bubble up here, and also have a look at the playlist down here for more Unisport tutorials. But thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys soon.